This year, Mars is closer.
A rare cosmic alignment.
See the red planet at its brightest.
You know, of all the points of light in our night sky, there's one that just captures our imagination like no other. Mars, the red planet. It's been the stuff of legends and science fiction for, well, forever. But maybe you've tried to find it yourself, and let's be honest, you felt just a little let down.
Right? You go outside, you find the right spot in the sky, you look up, and there it is. A tiny, kind of blurry, reddish dot. It's hard to feel that sense of wonder when it just looks like that. But what if I told you there's a special time, a main event, when Mars completely transforms in our sky?
Well, that time is called an opposition, and it's the real deal. It's a celestial alignment that turns Mars from that distant little speck into a brilliant, detailed world. A world where you can actually see features, even with a backyard telescope. This is the moment every Mars observer waits for.
So, what exactly is an opposition? What's the magic here? Well, to get it, I want you to imagine the solar system as this giant cosmic racetrack.
Think about it. Earth and Mars are like two cars racing around the sun. We're on the inside lane and we're moving faster. Mars is on the outer lane, chugging along a little bit slower. An opposition is that perfect moment when Earth doesn't just catch up to Mars, but we actually overtake it, lapping it on the inside track. So you get this perfect lineup, the sun at the center, then us here on Earth, and then Mars, all in a beautiful straight line. Because we're passing it on that inside track, this is the point where the two planets get as close as they can be. And the best part? This whole show happens pretty regularly, about every 26 months. Okay, so we're closer. But why is this such a celestial main event for us down here? Well, close, in space terms, makes a huge difference in what you can see. Let's just use the recent January 2025 opposition as a perfect example of what goes down.
First off, Mars gets incredibly bright. We're talking a magnitude of -1.4. Now, what does that number mean? It means Mars shines as brightly as Sirius, which is the absolute brightest star in the entire night sky. It becomes this unmissable, fiery beacon. It also gets much, much closer to us, around 59.7 million miles away. Now, I know that still sounds like a crazy huge number, but cosmically speaking, that's like our next-door neighbor waving from across the street. And that proximity, well, it changes everything. Because that closeness means its apparent size swells to about 14.6 arcseconds. Again, fancy number, but what it means for you and me is that the planet's disk is finally big enough in a telescope to see actual stuff on it, surface details. It stops being a dot and starts being a world. So when you put all that together, the crazy brightness, the closest approach, the biggest it can look, you get why people call this the Astronomical Super Bowl for Mars observers. It really is our best shot to get a good, long look at our planetary neighbor. So if you're kicking yourself for missing the last one, don't worry. The next great opposition is right around the corner. So it's time to get out your calendar because you're not going to want to miss the 2027 show. Okay, here are the dates you need to know. The absolute closest flyby happens on January 12th, 2027. The official opposition, when that Sun-Earth-Mars lineup is absolutely perfect, is a week later, on January 19th. And where should you look? Find the constellation Leo. Mars will be that brilliant, fiery star that just doesn't seem to belong there.
So what can you actually hope to see? Well, first, just take a moment to appreciate that beautiful reddish-orange color. That's from iron oxide. Yeah, literal rust covering the planet's surface. Then, during this opposition, look for the North Polar Cap. It'll be a brilliant patch of white tilted right towards us. And if you're patient, you can even spot dark markings, like the famous Syrtis Major, this huge, dark, triangle-shaped region.
Now, to get the absolute most out of this, it's not just about going out on one night. Let me give you a few pro tips that'll help you get the best possible view of the red planet. First, start early. Watch it in the weeks leading up to the main event. It is so cool to see Mars literally grow bigger night after night. Second, if you got a telescope, think about using some filters. A simple red or orange filter can really make those surface features pop. Third, and this is a big one, be patient. Our own atmosphere is always shimmering and blurring the view. But if you stare long enough, you'll catch these fleeting moments of perfect, crisp stillness. And finally, try sketching what you see. I know, it sounds old school, but it forces your brain to notice details you would have completely missed otherwise.
You know, there's so much more to Mars than just what we can see through a telescope. And to really appreciate the world you're looking at, let's just dive into a few of its most incredible hidden wonders.
Okay, get this. While our sunsets here are all reds and oranges, sunsets on Mars are blue. Yep, blue. The fine dust in its atmosphere scatters light in such a way that it leaves this cool, eerie blue glow right around the sun as it sets. How amazing is that?
The sheer scale of things on Mars is just staggering. The planet is home to Olympus Mons, which is the largest volcano in the entire solar system. We're talking nearly 3 times the height of Mount Everest. It's just mind-boggling.
And in one way, Mars feels surprisingly, familiar. A Martian day, which scientists call a sol, is 24.6 hours long. That's almost the same as our own day, which kind of makes it feel just a little bit more like a home away from home.
So in the end, an opposition is way more than just planets lining up in space. It's an invitation. It's a chance for us to see Mars not as some distant point of light, but as a real, dynamic world with its own incredible wonders. Which, it leaves us with one last question to chew on. If you could actually stand there on that rusty surface, watching that blue sun go down, what's the first thing you would look for?